organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, the search for the new University of Iowa's president.
And find out who is Iowa's first kid captain for the 2015 football season.
And in sports, it's almost game time in Iowa City.
We'll hear from Coach Ferentz coming up.
We've got all that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nikki Crossway.
And I'm Katie Sextro. We begin tonight with a manhunt happening out in northern Illinois for 3 suspects after a police officer was shot and killed Tuesday morning in Fox Lake. Lieutenant Charles Glenowitz was responding to a suspicious call when he was shot and killed by the suspects. Police are searching for 2 white males and 1 black male. Police, FBI agents, and U.S. Marshals are involved in the search for the armed men.
The University of Iowa Athletic Department is facing increased scrutiny after contentious emails surfaced. They allegedly show department administrators demanding a female be hired instead of a male candidate for an assistant track coaching position back in 2013, regardless of their qualifications. Attorneys for Mike Scott, the male coach who released emails, said he was illegally passed over for the position because of his gender. The university has denied discriminating against Scott. The emails release comes at an awkward time for the university because the athletic department is already involved in a lawsuit for gender discrimination against female coaches. The trial is scheduled for May.
Cell phone usage is at an all-time high in the United States, but is that necessarily a good thing? A recent study takes a look at the potential adverse effects of using a cell phone. And Daily Iowan TV's Andrew Roberts has the story.
It's no secret in today's technology-driven age that this is considered to be a necessity by many. A new study recently done at Iowa State University by Calgary Uridium is discussing the effects of people who don't have their mobile phone. It's called nomophobia, or fear of being without your mobile phone. I hit the campus at the University of Iowa to see if students are suffering some of the effects. When you hear the description of nomophobia, or fear without being with your mobile phone, what goes through your head?
I would say I definitely have that fear. I mean, it is what it is. It's just a convenience.
I think it's definitely really true to a lot of people, including myself, for certain aspects of it.
I mean, at times that I would want to, come in contact with somebody, I would, obviously feel a little stressed.
If I were to ask you to finish this sentence, if I didn't have my mobile phone, I would?
Be lost, I think, most of the time. Be concerned where it was, if it was lost.
I would be pretty freaked out, I think. Yeah, it would be uncomfortable.
Probably find my friend's mobile phone and use theirs.
The study conducted at Iowa State University by Calgary Uridium featured a sample size of 301 undergraduate students and showed a variation of responses. With cell phone subscriptions sitting at around 6.8 billion in the world, the study shows how meaningful a phone can really be. Reporting from Iowa City, I'm Andrew Roberts for Daily Iowan TV.
The researcher is hoping to continue his research in nomophobia, looking for a connection to social anxiety.
University officials are asking the Iowa Board of Regents for an extra $69 million for the construction of the new children's hospital. Contractors say the money is needed for the building's design changes, various safety reasons, and to cover costs of construction interruptions. The last cost for the hospital is estimated to be around $291 million. The new hospital should be completed by December 2016.
The 4th finalist for the UI presidential search, Bruce Harold, met with students, faculty, staff, and community members Tuesday. This was the final visit for the UI presidential finalists. The Board of Regents will review public feedback and have final discussions on Wednesday. Regents will meet with each finalist for the last time on Thursday. The new president should be announced later that afternoon.
2 Iowa men took a Pokemon convention too far after they made serious threats in an online chat room. References to the Boston Marathon bombings were mentioned in their post before leaving for the convention in Boston. The men showed up to the convention with guns, rounds of ammunition in their car. They were detained on the spot. Their lawyers say the online threats were just empty words, and it's not enough to prove they were going to carry out those threats. But prosecutors disagree. They are now being held without bail and are awaiting trial.
Well, that is pretty intense, but on a different, lighter note, it was really hot today. I wonder if it'll be like that for the game Saturday.
I don't know, Katie. Let's find out. Tossing it over to Andrew in the weather studio.
It seems the heat and humidity are here for a while longer as we head into tomorrow morning with partly sunny skies and a temperature in the high 80s. Be sure to pack a water bottle on the way to class. Heading into the afternoon, you'll want to find some shade as the temps will continue to rise. As the evening rolls around, you can expect a shower or thunderstorm. Now, taking a look ahead to the rest of the week, we can expect a treat as we're in for warm and sunny skies every day. It will be a beautiful Saturday for the first football game of the season in Kinnick Stadium. On Saturday, clouds will cover up the sun for a good portion of the day, but the heat isn't going anywhere. Unfortunately, this nice weather is not here to stay as we can anticipate scattered thunderstorms for the beginning of next week. That's all I have for you in the weather studio. Ladies, back to you at the desk.
One thing unique to Iowa City is how many students get around on mopeds. Some ride single on a moped while two pile on the back. Daily Iowan TV reporter Kelsey Stanger talked to the local law enforcement about how they plan on enforcing moped safety this school year.
While many students travel by 2 feet, many also go by 2 wheels. The University of Iowa is like many other campuses where students enjoy the accessibility of mopeds. They are easier to park and cost less to operate than cars. But what many don't know is that they are often violating laws set out by the Iowa Department of Motor Vehicles. All mopeds must have a bright flag of at least 30 square inches and at least 5 feet from the ground.
Mopeds aren't as visible in the flow of traffic as larger scale vehicles would be. So the idea behind the flag is to create visibility.
Also, what many moped operators are unaware of is that it is illegal to have a passenger ride with you.
It's a dangerous practice for anyone to be operating mopeds in that fashion.
Having 2 passengers on a moped is illegal due to the safety hazard it imposes. 2 people affects the balance of a moped and increases the likelihood of a crash. While many still ride with a passenger, use this as a reminder that the practice is illegal and unsafe to other drivers around you and yourself. Reporting from the Pentacrest, Kelsey Stanger, Daily Iowan TV.
Hawkeye's first kid captain of the year for the 2015 football season was announced Tuesday, Michaela Bell from Pella, Iowa. Bell was born with a very rare condition that causes various birth defects. But 14 surgeries and 8 years later, Bell is healthy and playing soccer on a local team. Bell will be recognized on the field at the home opener on Saturday.
The atmosphere for the game is going to be absolutely crazy on Saturday.
Especially for the kid captain and her family. Well, speaking of Saturday, Laura Belanda and Zach Mackey are standing by in the sports studio with a lot of football talk, I hear.
Katie and Nikki, I can only imagine what it's going to be like inside Kinnick Stadium come Saturday.
And I know we're excited for full coverage of that game. It's pretty awesome that they can continue that tradition with the kid captains on game day.
Yeah, a tradition that has been with Hawkeye football all the way throughout, and we'll see those kid captains inside Kinnick Stadium come Saturday.
And the weekly press conferences with head coach Kirk Ferentz continued today, and we were there for all the updates on what's going on inside this Iowa team's mind.
All the questions have been about starting quarterback C.J. Beathard, who has progressed through the offseason, and his success has been noted.
And he's definitely becoming the leader that this Iowa team needs.
I think it's allowed C.J. to really ascend into a leadership role, take that role, and he's done a great job of running with it, embracing it, and he's doing a wonderful job. All that being said, I think we forget how inexperienced he is. He started 1 game since he's been here.
Even though Beathard only has 1 start under his belt, he is a 4th-year guy, so he'll have 1 more season following this year.
And another group that has a little more experience under their belt is the wide receivers, starting with Tavon Smith. But behind him is a group that Kirk Ferentz is still confident about.
We've got 4 players right now we got great confidence in. Matt Vandenberg has done a really nice job, and he did a good job last year. I think he's really improved since January. And then Jake Hillier is probably one of our more underrated players on our entire team, not just the receiver corps. I think Jake's a really good football player. We all believe that. And, Riley McCarron has really, I think, taken a big step forward this year.
And all those players will have the chance to come together this Saturday, and a lot of the players are anticipating their chance to run back on Kinnick Field again.
We've been waiting for a long time for, to be back on that field in front of our fans, performing well. So we're jacked up, ready to go.
And we're going to stick to football on this Tuesday night as we continue with our player position previews.
And obviously, Coach Ferentz had a lot to say to the media today with his upcoming opponent. But Taylor Brooks is also going to talk a little football tonight. She'll break down another defensive position. Taylor?
Thanks, Zach and Laura. One thing we didn't get to earlier with head coach Kirk Ferentz was the defense. Now, the defense for Iowa has been known to be their backbone. And one thing about this defensive line that I will get to is that their head man is ready. Football teams across the nation should have the same mindset that head coach Kirk Ferentz has as the season is approaching.
You know, in football and in life, anything you do, all you can do is ask for opportunity, certainly. And when the calendar changed over in January, the thing we tried to communicate to our players was it's a new opportunity.
And a new page was definitely flipped for the Iowa's defensive line after losing Carl Davis and Louis Trinca-Passat, two outstanding defensive tackles.
Defensively, the two defensive tackles, replacing those guys, developing depth there.
The D-line is looking for someone to step up, and that duty lies in the hands of Drew Ott.
Just a really tough, hard-minded guy. He's really developed into an outstanding leader for us, outstanding student. He's just really a delight to be able to work with.
The 6'4", 272-pound lineman is tied for 6th in the Big Ten in quarterback sacks at 7.5. While in the 2014 season, he recorded 57 tackles and 26 solo stops.
I think they see a guy that's been here for a while and he's a senior, and the way he works and hard. The guy has great effort and he's tough and he runs, and you know, he's just a good guy. Not very vocal, but I mean, just the way he plays.
Ott can also tell us who has been stepping up beside him.
We got Nathan Budgeta, Jaleel Johnson, Faith Kakety, Kyle Terlow. I mean, those are all guys that are taking reps with ones and twos right now. I mean, hopefully someone else can jump into there and challenge them.
But with Ott leading this defensive pack, he knows he'll have to guide these players in the right direction on the front line.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I can guide them and help them accelerate their process into sliding into those starter roles and get them going in the right direction.
What's unique about some of these young defensive players is that in high school, 3 of them played 8-man football opposed to the normal 11-man football.
Where we do have 3 8-man guys playing, and the first experience I had with a player like that was Chad Greenway.
I think it's kind of unique. I mean, you hear about some 8-man people walking on here and there, so I don't think you hear too many scholarship guys like that.
One of those 3 players is Nate Meyer. The once linebacker moved to the defensive end position in 2013.
He's worked hard. He's really paid his dues, and it was not an easy transition out to the field, but he's really done a good job, and he's played very well for us.
There might be big shoes to fill on this defensive line, but this team seems to be ready for it. The true test comes on Saturday, though, at exactly 11:01 a.m., where the Redbirds face the Hawkeyes right inside Kinnick Stadium. On Wednesday, we cover one more position to complete our position previews, so make sure to check us out then. Zach and Laura, back to you.
Thanks for that, Taylor. I know everyone's excited to see how that defense can compete.
And unfortunately, we're out of time for tonight, but be sure to tune in on Wednesday, where we will talk Iowa women's soccer as they squared off against in-state rival. Katie and Nikki, back to you.
A favorite restaurant among UI students is about to make thousands of students even happier.
The Mexican restaurant chain Chipotle is working on expanding their delivery services to 40 new universities across the country.
Unfortunately, the University of Iowa is not currently present on that list, but Chipotle is working with its delivery partners, Order Up and others, to hopefully deliver to more than 100 campuses this spring.
That's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
You can check us out online anytime at dailyiowan.com or on YouTube.
Thanks for joining us.